Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the least common multiple and greatest common factor. So let's kind of review what those two things are. So the least common multiple, not multiply, the least common multiple is going to be the smallest positive number that is a multiple of two or more numbers. And we're going to review exactly how to find that here in just a minute. The greatest common factor is going to be a number that divides two numbers evenly. It's actually going to be the largest number that divides two numbers evenly. In other words, it's going to be the largest or biggest number that both of your numbers can be divided by without a remainder. If, for example, they don't share any factors, for example, 5 and 9, then the greatest common factor would be 1. 1 is going to be a common factor for every single number, but most numbers are going to have other numbers besides just 1 as a common factor. So we can find the GCF and the LCM by doing the exact same thing, which I call the bobsled method of finding multiples and factors. So our example that we're going to use today, we're going to be finding the GCF and the LCM of 18 and 24. So I write both numbers and I do a little upside down division sign. And I'm going to think to myself, what number can 18 and 24 both be evenly divided by? And I'm just going to start there with that question. And I realize that both 18 and 24 are even numbers, therefore they can both be divided by 2. So I'm going to divide both numbers by 2 and write those results underneath the starting numbers we were working with, 18 and 24. So 18 divided by 2 equals 9, and 24 divided by 2 equals 12. Sometimes you may only have one step, but now I'm going to look at my remainders, or my 9 and my 12, my two new numbers, and I'm going to think, is there a number that both 9 and 12 can be evenly divided by? And there is. Both 9 and 12 can be evenly divided by 3. So now I'm going to divide those two numbers by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Again, sometimes you could keep going. I'm going to look at my new numbers of 3 and 4 and think if they have any common factors that they can both be evenly divided by. The only common factor that they have is 1, therefore I am going to stop there. So now if I'm looking for my least common multiple, I'm going to multiply together my remainders as well as those factors that they had in common. So if I do that, my LCM can be found by doing 2 times 3 times 3 times 4. 2 times 3 is 6, times 3 is 18. 18 times 4, is 72. Therefore, the least common multiple between 18 and 24 is going to be 72. And what that means is 18 and 24 will meet again at 72. They're fact families. 18 times 1, 18 times 2, so on and so forth. The ones that they're going to have in common, they'll both have a product of 72, a product or a multiple. If I was going to find the GCF, or greatest common factor, I'm only going to multiply the numbers on the left of my bobsled. Those were the numbers that both of our starting or original numbers had in common and could be evenly divided by. So if I multiply those on the left together, 2 times 3, that means my greatest common factor would be 6. So that bobsled method can help you find both the GCF and the LCM by only having to do one process. So that's my favorite method. There are several other methods out there. So if this method does not work for you, make sense for you, please leave me a comment in our Google Classroom. That way I can show you some other and different ways to find GCF and LCM. So now you guys should go on to Google Classroom and answer your 5 homework questions.